Welcome to Vulci, an ancient city in the province of Viterbo, Italy. Vulci was one of the largest and most important cities of ancient Etruria. It was counted among Tarquinia, Cerveteri, and Veii as the big four of the region. The very first excavations here took place in the 18th and early 19th centuries, which first revealed chamber tombs. These earlier archaeological excavations focused mostly on rich cemeteries, and they weren't able to turn up much evidence of Etruscan life, which is now hidden under layers and layers of archaeological context that is being explored today, all by Duke University's Vulci 3000 project.
People first chose to settle here probably around the 9th century BCE for several reasons. The first being that this plateau is easily defensible. It's the highest ground in the area and there's cliffs on 3 out of 4 sides. So all they had to do was fortify one end of it and they had a very defensible area. It also has very fertile ground, so great farming. There was viticulture here from a very early period and it was renowned for its wine production.
The history of Vulci doesn't just cover the Etruscan and early Roman periods, but a great expanse of time. First, there were Bronze Age settlements at Vulci in the 12th and 11th centuries BCE, followed by early city walls and more evidence of settlement from the Iron Age. We can tell that there were Greek potters at Vulci between the years 730 and 580, having found Attic vessel fragments and bronze works. Vulci saw lots of action in the Archaic Age between 580 and 400. There is evidence of pottery by the Micali painter, a prolific black figure vase painter who created incredibly imaginative and energetic pieces and dominated the last quarter of the 6th century BCE in Vulci.
So there's probably a subterranean wall here that would have run east-west and maybe made a series of rooms along with these other 2 walls during the Etruscan period. But clearly by the time the Romans got here, it was under the floor level, so we don't know exactly what these rooms would have been in the Etruscan period, but it's clear that there was some sort of large Etruscan complex in this area based on all of the red tufa blocks in the walls. But again, it's very complex and still trying to understand.
The cool thing is about this floor that we just uncovered about an hour and a half ago is that it's called cocciopeslo, which in Italian kind of means like a blend of different ceramics put into the floor. Like if a ceramic pot, I should say, or tile breaks, in that culture what they would do is they would just smash it up and they'd put it in the floor.
West and north city walls and the second phase of the so-called Big Temple building began in the classical and late classical periods, between 450 and 300 BCE. The renowned Francois tomb dates the Hellenistic period, during which time we also see red figure pottery appear. That period lasted until 280, when the Romans conquered the city and established a colony. The geography of Vulci made it an ideal place to settle for all of these different groups.
We found a really cool Roman artifact here earlier, though. It was a Roman bust that had been defaced in a process called Domato Memorii, where the people of Rome would physically chisel out the face of a statue, throw the statue away, and toss the face somewhere that no one could find it to remove the memory of that emperor. We know it's a Roman artifact because it's marble. Now, marble wasn't really imported here until the Romans moved in. So before the Romans or the Etruscans, of course, but they didn't really have the marble stuff that we find now. They have different potteries from Greece, such as Bucaro from Athens, but they don't have the marble.
This history isn't perfectly separated by period, which makes digging a greater challenge. The Romans, for instance, by no means totally destroyed the Etruscan buildings which existed at the time of conquest, but often built upon existing structures. This means that our team is tasked with the analyzation of many types of finds on site, close together, including different types of pottery, metalwares, sculpture, architectural and foundational materials, human and animal bones, and more.